Daniel came to tell us what you think of Kamala Harris leading our country into socialism. We're being led into socialism, but the socialism will be short-lived. It's going into communism. If you would have told me, and if you remember many times during State of the Union, I would say, we will never have a socialist country, and everybody would applaud. But I was right, because we're really, I think, skipping socialism. We're going into communism. When they weaponize our government like this, that's what they do in third world countries. That's what they do in South American horror shows. That's what they do in banana republics. They've weaponized it, but I believe ours is even more corrupt. The New York court system is totally corrupt. They use the state and the city to go after me. They take top people in the Department of Justice and put them in the Attorney General. Letitia James, she campaigned on, I will get Trump. And they then go there, and then they go into the Manhattan DA's office. They use Hillary Clinton's lawyer and the Democrats' law firm to leave the firm and go into the DA's office in order to prosecute Donald Trump, free of charge. They're not going to charge. Then he writes a book. This guy writes a book before the thing even went anywhere. And in the book, he said, I do it for free. It's so great. These are corrupt people, and we have to call them out. So remember the term, playing the ref with our judges and our justices should be punishable by very serious fines and beyond that. But I'd like to ask, because we're into that whole system, and I'd like to call up Daniel. Please come up and tell us about your experience in living in a country that went very, very bad, went radical left, and the experience has not been good. Please come up. Thank you. Hi, Daniel.
All right. First of all, hi, everybody. Thank you for coming here and supporting the president. I'm going to say the first part of the speech, well, of my story in English, then I'm going to repeat it in Spanish in order to allow our Latino voters to understand and hear what the situation is going on. First of all, as the president already said, I'm from Venezuela. I left the country in 2007 because of communism. I still have family there. There's been family that left that has left even before me or are continuously leaving little by little. But going further back, my grandparents from my mom's side were from Cuba. They were at university when the communist revolution was going on, and they ended up leaving to Venezuela. They only have the money they received for their wedding present, and they were living in a mid-house, going to school, and trying to move ahead. My granddad ended up becoming a doctor and had a family raising 3 children, my mom and my 2 uncles. When in the early 1990s, Chavez did a military coup, and right after he ran for president, my granddad saw the similarities to what was happening in Cuba, and he told everybody that would listen to him that it was coming. And everybody was like, nah, this is Venezuela, this is not Cuba, this will never happen to us. And guess what? It happened to us, and has been happening to other Latin American countries as well. So when they tell you here, it will never happen, that's not true. We lived it, now here we are. So in 2007, we ended up leaving because the socialists and the government started changing the education system to make it more like the Cuban education system. It might ring a bell to what's going on here as well. So it's extremely important for everybody to keep this in mind. And if you don't mind, I'm going to switch to Spanish for our Latino speakers. Thank you. Para todos los latinoamericanos, gracias por venir aquí y soportar al presidente Trump. Es importante que entendamos que lo que ha pasado en nuestros países en Latinoamérica puede pasar aquí. Como mencioné, mis abuelos son de Cuba, se fueron por el comunismo, llegaron a Venezuela, sin ninguna base, solo un poco de dinero, salieron adelante y mi abuelo se convirtió en doctor y crió a mi madre y a mis 2 tíos. Cuando Chávez hizo el atentado, el golpe de Estado y después corrió por presidente, mi abuelo trató de advertir a todo el mundo que esto era exactamente como Cuba. Nadie le hizo caso. ¿Qué pasó? Chávez entró y 20 años después aquí estamos. Tienen que recordar que si pasó en un lugar, puede pasar aquí también. No crean que porque Estados Unidos, gran economía, no puede pasar. Puede pasar y vamos encaminados. Al menos que tomemos un paso diferente. Y yo por eso pienso que Trump es la mejor persona para hacerlo. Going back in English, that we are going on a path that is taking us to what Venezuela became. And the only way right now that we can avoid keep going down that path is making Trump president again.
Great. What a fantastic job. I said, have you done that before? He said, no, sir. You are something. All right.